Hello everyone, I'm Shiv Shankar. First of all, I would like to thanks for the very good response on CFO analytics and credit analytics. Today I'll be touching far more interesting topics, supply chain analytics, and there's a lot of efforts have been done by many management teams to build this application. And finally, what I'm demonstrating you is the live application. The data which is being shown in this application is transformed as a dummy data. However, this is a live application. Every single screen, the flow, the colors are exactly same like a live application. So before I get started, I would like to just talk on some of the terminologies which were used inside this application and how we'll be controlling that. So first is the foremost important thing for any supply chain department is how to get rid of non-performing inventory. So non-performing inventory can have very varied formulas based on industries, but where I have implemented the formula is very simple. If the age of any inventory is greater than 180 days and it is categorized at raw material and finished goods, this becomes non-performing inventory. The second one is provisions. Provisions are like if we are going into very old inventory, then we need to take some provisions in the finance. So for that, there is a formula. If age is greater than 3 years, 25%, then 4 years, 50%, 5 years, 75%. And these three are also based on the category of a product. Like spare parts can sustain for many years, so there is no need for provisions for spare parts. But for raw materials or for any items that has very low shelf life, the formula varies. And then the last is days inventory. So before I gets into it, there's very important control which we will be doing through guided analytics and predictive analytics. So both the things I have tried to cover in this application, and also we'll see that how we'll control the future procurements. So I'll be showing you one story of one purchase order that comes to you as signature. You need to sign it, online approval. Before signing that purchase order, what all things you will check in the system. So that's also I'll be trying to explain during this demonstration. So let's get started. So the very first dashboard is an NPI analytics. So the way I design analytics, or I design data science, or I prefer analytics is answering all questions in a very simplistic way, so that you should not put a lot of efforts in data explorations, exports, and you should not put a lot of things into a dashboard, and then you end up making a user confused out of these colors and all those things. So if you see this chart, I can answer any type of question on non-performing inventory. However, it looks very simple, so I'll try to answer many questions which were raised in our meetings also. So you can see there is a 378 million inventory, out of which 108 is non-performing, which is 29%. So there are 29,000 SKUs that is there in the stock in many warehouses. So we'll be having a very simple analysis. So I'm asking system, show me inventory which is greater than 180 days. So okay, it's like 143 million. So how many of them are raw materials? So you have here 90 million of raw materials in many companies. Okay, so you can see like from 29,000 it reached to 5,000 items, but I'm still not happy with this. So let's get started in far more drills. So I take one more group, and then you see how many drills I have done now. This is fourth drill in the same dashboard. So I reached to SKU descriptions. So in SKU descriptions, I'm started viewing some of the information in this dashboard. So you can zoom it out and you can find that how many items are between 180 to 720 days, how many are after 720 days. So we can see that there are a lot of items even after 3000 days. So this is one of the item that is having high valuation. Let's try to check this. Or even if you want to check some more items which are like showing it here, you can just check these items, and you see we have reached to only 15 items out of many items. So we got here valuation of 18 million. So 15 items are carrying 18 million of inventory, and they have a provision of 2.8 million. So it's something very strange, and we would like to just work on these 15 items only. And not only that, this chart can be exported as data, sent through email, sent through alert, and you'll be able to see where these items are located, and then you can start taking actions based on age, if you want to filter based on age, or you want to filter based on stock, or based on filter of valuation. So that's one answer immediately being taken by a manager without any support of any Excel, PowerPoints, and the visualization is so simple that any given point of time I can remove these filters and I can go back to my original analysis. I can take more decisions based on the ribbon on telling me on the days inventory, and at the same time I can just come back and start analyzing one company rather than many companies. So you can see, like, here there are so many companies. I would like to see only, let's assume, yacht services. In yacht services, what are the products which we carry? There's 75 you can say million of stock in square meters and all those things. So it's endless. I mean, you can do any type of analysis here, and you see here the chart is not visible because millions of transactions are there. But when I get into any specific like, let's assume, analysis of finished goods, and then in any specific company, so this chart starts showing up. So you can just take a very different kind of approach in analyzing the information, and you just check the speed of analysis. So that's first dashboard. So we can just get into the second dashboard, that is called as provision analytics. So as I've told you, there's a provision formula that is based on the number of years the inventories are in our places. So let me show you something. For sure, this provision can be checked by company, by category, and these all items can be taken in prompt decision that how we can dispose of these items or sell at far less prices. So these all things you can do here, but I like to show you something in the prediction. So I want to see, example, we are on the last few days of month closing. So if you take some decisions, or if you don't take some decisions, what is the impact it's going to put on our P&L? So if I say that if I don't do any actions on disposing of these inventories or selling these inventories, what would happen after 30 days? So 32.2 million provisions is going to be 32.9 million provisions. So it's large data, many companies, and I am able to directly show what impact it is going to generate on the P&L. Not only that, so I'll be very soon sharing a profit and loss uh, application that is for current month. It is not for month closing. So generally we do profit and loss statement, income statement by end of the month or first week of next month, but we'll be doing live P&L based on actual transactions. So in that you will see the impact on P&L on everyday basis. So that's what is very good as a functionality. And here you have many answers in this particular screen itself. It's very simple to answer related to provisions. Let me show you guided analytics. In the guided analytics, I would like to show you for the purchase assistant. So I'll be sharing one interesting fact about that. You got some purchase order to sign. So how are you going to act? So I have a bookmark. I have saved it for an item. So this item is there in the stock, and there's a purchase order finally came for approval. So you can see that the valuation of this item is 2 million and the age is 132. So in an average, so let's check the details for the purchase assistance. So in the purchase assistant, moment you maintain this item as a search, you just need to search the item code within that PO which you got as in a mobile approval or ion approval or workflow approval. Once you maintain this item code in this search, like here you can search this item very easily, and then you can end up selecting that item that came in the purchase order. You will be able to see that what exactly is current stock for this item, what is last 12-month consumptions, days inventory on hand. We have 304 days of inventory right now, but there is a purchase order came to you. So you can see there is a purchase pipeline which is 645,000. So the purchase order is punched in current month, which is September 2022. So this purchase order If example does not come with this analysis which I am showing you, it's very high chance that any CFO will definitely sign the PO and this PO will be released and you'll have additional stock in the inventory that might give a very disturbing this days inventory as well as the inventory level. So now because of this application you are able to hold on this purchase order. Not only like this, but let's assume you still want to approve. So you will go to next dashboard to check the aging of this item. Set, like in that case, maybe there's very old items which customer might not agree to take. So it is okay to raise a purchase order. But in this case, you can see it's very new inventory. Still we are procuring. And then if you see the consumption trend in the consumption dashboard, I'm able to see the consumptions are high in the month of May. So we are still in the September. So I don't know if it's going to be high peak again in September. So unless we know the forecast of consumption, we cannot just predict. So let's see that if still you want to approve a PO, we will be seeing the history of this particular item ever happened in the company. So starting from the first PO to last PO of this item, I'm able to see how we are procuring, what is the invoice amount for this item so far. So we've already procured 4 million of inventory and we have 645,000 in the pipeline which is controlled for the approval. So you can see that this PO is in process and it's for 645,000 and there is one more PO which is under approval for workflow which has not reached to final approval with you. So how you are going to take action? You have two POs for the same item now. So let's check the third parameter before approving a PO, that is a price. So you can see here the price history of same item by historic months. So from last 2021 February until now, what were the pricing for this particular item and who are the suppliers? So if you are taking supply from Donggu, it is giving 0.12 as a last price. If you are taking from L paper, it's also giving the 0.12. So but this doesn't be the same case for other items. There might be a pricing change, so you can take decisions immediately. So you can see that the guided analytics helped us to pause a PO or to hold on a PO before we finally take it off. So let's discuss a little on the front of analytics, which generally people try to see, but mostly when I deal with top management, I have seen one very simple thing that they want accuracy, they want the standardization of reporting, and they want simplistic dashboards. Nobody is okay to get so many things in a dashboard. Nobody accepts if you put a lot of colors in the dashboards. Nobody accepts if you don't have any measure to compare your numbers with something else. It can be either with budget or last year, or it can be based on days inventory or the KPIs. So the guided analytics which I managed to perform in Qlik, the tool which I have used, and I tried to do the similar kind of analytics in Power BI. I found that Qlik has a lot of capabilities that is in the standard version itself. But in Power BI, even in professional server, we are not able to create such filters, such flows across the application. I mean, Power BI is a one screen dashboard application that you can play within the screen, but when you change screens, it really hurts sometimes when you fix these filters, but it is auto embedded in the case of Qlik. So I'm not a strong supporter for, or I'm not against Power BI, but I'm looking for somebody who can create some similar analytics in Power BI, and I'm ready to support in any way in terms of bringing him on board or any support. If anybody is interested in creating such analytics in the Power BI system and he's expert enough, he can show some videos. Please directly text me on the numbers given. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I'll be bringing many more videos, and I have more than 500 such applications which is being built in last 10 years, and I'll definitely look forward to your replies and improve. Thank you so much. Take care.